Yeah, and the first pick has already come out. It's going to be Diana. Currently with Smite, but it's probably not going to be a jungler, I would assume. And then on the other side, looks like it's going to be Zara. But yeah, for the bans, they banned that the Twisted Fate global presence. Really don't want to play against that. Kha'Zix's way too easy to play and way too good. Renekton, same story. Nasus is pretty much the same as Renekton in that the ultimate is just really hard to deal with late game. Zac is a fairly new champion. I don't actually know if he's any good because I have played with or against him twice and I haven't seen any high tier teams play with him, so I can't really say much about that. But Thresh is a very, very scary support and you really don't want to play against that. So Volibear and Zara getting looked in. Volibear probably going to be the jungler, Zara probably the support. Zara is very good at playing the CC pokey support, and Volibear is just great at the lane ganks because he can fling people over his shoulder, and that's very annoying.
Yeah, it tends to be. I've seen a lot of sort of double fling compositions with Singed Volibear, and that may be the feature of them, but there's usually a lot else that they bring to the team from initiations, tankiness that allows you to run a little bit of a different class of sort of a back line for damage. So we'll have to see what's actually winds up happening here. Interesting to see that they went for Annalise along with the Varus. But usually you will see Sona Varus now, just because it puts all of that AoE CC in one lane, and you can get it from your bottom lane instead of having to get it from like your junglers or your top lanes. So could actually be support at least. We've been seeing a lot more of that, but kind of interesting to see what they decide to go with for a support for their last couple picks. But hovering over the Mordekaiser, man, brought me back to the days. ESC, they have some interesting strategies, but may not be that.
It'd be interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, as you said, Elise can be played pretty much anywhere. The only role she isn't that good at is AD carry, because her auto attack animation isn't that great. If she had a good auto attack animation, I would not be surprised if we saw her as AD carry as well. That's how versatile she is. But that's probably going to be a jungler support or top. You don't see her mid that often either, and it's going to be Kennen and Shen bringing out the double ninja. So Shen has, sorry, Erpaderp. Kennen has great AoE. Synergizes very well with the Zara pick. Both have AoE CC ultimates. They synergize very well. And then Shen has an AoE taunt, which is pretty nice, but you pick him mostly for his split pushing potential and his saving potential with his ultimate. So that's very hard to deal with. Very good top laner. Decent jungler, but it's probably going to be Volibear in the jungle and Shen on the top lane. So that'd make it Kennen mid and Zara support, or they're going to pick AD Kennen and have Zara mid or support. They're versatile picks. They could be either of those two, I would think. And
yeah, Koi going with that Kennen pick, he is their top laner, so could always see that and maybe switch around the lanes a lot. But could actually see AD Kennen. I would not be surprised, but I have a lot of surprises left in store most likely. It looks like we're going to see possibly a Janna for the support pick with Varus, and I gotta say, with all of the supports that you could have paired up in that lane, wouldn't have expected Janna, but still one of the strongest supports right now, so no arguments there. And going with a Zed, most likely as their top laner, with that, I guess Diana going mid.
Yeah, Zed could be mid either, mid as well. Jeez, English, it's so hard. Anyway, Diana can go top, but it's probably gonna be Diana mid. And Janna is decent together with Varus. The extra damage of her shield is pretty okay. She has the Tornado, which synergizes very well with his ultimate, but I think they picked her mostly because of the cannon. Cannon runs at you, you press R and cannon is gone, unless he, presses Zhonya's quick enough if he buys that item. But yeah, Janna does very, very well against cannon, and it's going to be a Fizz pick. So it's Cannon, Zara, bot, Fizz mid, and Shen top, I think. Probably.
That would be what I would expect, but with this Fizz pick, definitely not something you see all that often. It would probably be an AD Kennen, like we were talking about earlier. It'd be AD Kennen, Jungle Volibear. The bottom the bottom lane would be Kennen, Zyra, and then you'd have Fizz left over. So Pretty interesting lanes. Seen an AD Kennen right off the bat in our first game of the day. Not something I would have necessarily expected, but still really common or really interesting. I've seen a lot more AD Kennens out of the European scene than we have out of the North American scene, I can tell you that much. But still really impressed. I mean, they all sort of have to live up to the Giants' Jim Bones. But I don't know. We'll see if Brokey can do that for us today.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see about that. Zara Cannon is a really nice lane at level 6 though, because as soon as they turn level 6 they have the both of the AoE ultimates as well as the AoE snare of Zara. So that could be a very kill heavy lane as soon as they turn level 6. But on the other hand, Varus with that ultimate has a lot of killing potential at level 6 too. They are blue team, the Varus Janna lane, so I would assume that they would get golems and be level 6 faster. But if ESC is able to get the level 6 faster in their bot lane, they should be able to do quite a lot with that. And the Shen ultimate, obviously, as soon as he turns level 6, he's going to be able to help as well. So level 6 bot lane is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I gotta say, with this this bottom lane, I am just gonna like that. That's something I'm gonna have to take a look at and keep an eye on. As far as the guys from Peculiar Gaming, I really like what they're doing. Especially with that Elise jungle. It's something that we don't often see, but it's something that's offers so much so early on that it just puts a lot of pressure on the map at all times. So especially when you combo that with such high damage assassin lanes, that's really going to help her use her CC and damage to maximum potential. So I got to say, looking at their lineup, liking what I see. As far as ESC is concerned, a little bit interesting seeing both AD Kennen and that's Fizz down there. So definitely something to watch out for as we get into the game.
Yeah, interestingly enough, there's actually 3 assassins in the game, and as well as that, there's another 2 ninjas who are kind of assassins as well. So I guess this is the game of assassins. But we're gonna have to go into a short ad break, and we'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. I hope you stay tuned for our first game of the day.
Tales of a myth, of a tale, of a story, fable, narrative, shrouded in darkness. Of a man who with one strike could move a mountain and the heartless. From the place where shadows lie, from the corner of your eye, you can feel his presence out of nowhere. Listen, ranged melee tanky DPS assassin mage, tank support and jungler all wrapped up in one defective man.
And welcome back, everyone, as we are in the loading screen at the moment. And wow, do we seriously? No. Diana ruined it. Damn it, Cruelum. We almost had a full skin game. That would have been so awesome. I am disappointed.
Unfortunately, you know.
Also, Wildfire Zara is the only non-frozen skin in their team. These people. They ruined it all.
There's a snowier Volibear skin with Northern Thunder Volibear, so maybe not going with the snowiest, but yeah, Tundra, Fizz, Frozen Shen, Arctic Ops Cannon.
Then again,
actually...
Zara only has this one skin, and her default skin, which is also not like blue white,
Mm.
freezy-ish. So I guess we can still give them swag points for mostly being frozen-ish. I guess.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you that one. But yeah, a lot of great skins across the board. Nice to see so many different players here for Peculiar Gaming, basically from forever. You can see amazing formerly of Acer. I think Phelox used to play on Fnatic, and I think who was it? JWoww, who used to be on the former Mouse Sports roster, I think. So a lot of great players from a lot of great teams, all here on Peculiar Gaming. Really looking forward to seeing them here today.
Yeah, Felix was the support for Fnatic for a while, as Melisson, no, just Melisson was busy for a while, and I mean it's N-rated, very good support as well. But Felix definitely held his own in the top teams. He's a very good support, so it should be a pretty decent team. They are challenger tier at the moment, so they should be a pretty good team. And I hope that ESC is able to put up a decent fight. Otherwise, it'd be kind of sad. But we'll be fine, I think. As we do load into the game just about now. Okay, I got baited by the 100%.
Yeah, nice one there. I think
Baited
also,
so hard.
let's see if I can get this correct. I think it was it Grulum? Yeah, who used to be on Game DE back when they used to play in the ESL Pro
true.
Series a lot. So.
Ah, there we go.
A lot of old names here. Kind of nice to see the old guard around. I also have Caruso. I'm gonna call him something else, but Caruso here from Monster. Everybody else basically in ESC, but we're actually loaded into the game. So in case you guys are just now watching, welcome to the first game of the day. It's gonna be ESC, your team in the upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner of the map, going up against Peculiar Gaming. Round 1 here of the playoffs for the Black Monster Cup. I am Rapid. With me is C-Zone. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the game.
Yes, I do very much hope so. As we see everyone walking around, we have a sort of jungle invade. No, he's just going to do a taunt and a joke. This guy. Anyway, they're going to put down a ward and then walk away again. So as for items, we see a lot of health potions, that's for sure, and a lot of wards on PG, which is interesting. They definitely want to ward up and not get ganked by Volibear. Volibear is a champion that can level 2 gank from the jungle, and if you get level 2 ganked and you immediately give away first blood, you're going to have a massive disadvantage. So it is a pretty good idea to have a ward with you if you're going to the top lane.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of early ward coverage is something that we've seen out of a lot of our I guess higher tier teams. Basically, you just throw down all the wards at level 1, and then you know exactly what's happening. Actually managed to get a lot of decent information just with those early 2 wards. So it looks like we are going to see a late blue invade. Keep in mind it is warded up there, so definitely won't be too surprised when they see the entire, or just the first 3 members of ESC in the bush.
Yeah, they're just gonna walk away. They're only gonna do wolves anyway. Amazing is gonna be starting with their rep buff, and he is spotted by ESC, but they don't care. They just want to get that blue buff. They want to have that on the way, and they also have a ward of their own blue buff, so they are fully aware that Amazing is going for that. Amazing wasn't even bothering being sneaky because he knew the ward was over there.
Grulum just stole the blue buff away with a Q.
Wait, which one? What?
Grulum.
Seriously?
Yeah, he threw a Q over the wall.
I wasn't even looking.
Was trying to get it. He was trying to get it Smiteless, but unfortunately wound up just giving it away to Grulum. So that's actually pretty interesting, considering that the rest of Peculiar Gaming actually managed to chase Koi out from around his blue buff, and it is still there, ready, ripe for the taking. Koi, though, dropping down below half HP as Amazing just comes in there and bullies him around.
So that's 2 blue buffs for Peculiar Gaming. That is huge for them. That actually is a huge advantage, because not only do you get the blue buff, which is pretty nice, especially when you're a mid laner and a jungler like Elise, but you also get the experience and the gold of it. Especially experience is huge. As you can see, Grulum is bullying around Mr. Man because he's just simply a level higher. So we do see the lane swap coming out as well.
That is something interesting to talk about because especially since, actually first gank of the game, Caruso trying to get something in, but he walks out of the bush maybe a little bit too early. Gruelem's going to be able to walk away from this, and I don't really think he's going to go for anything too crazy because keep in mind, the Gruelem, like you mentioned, being level 3, it's actually going to be extremely scary to deal with at so early on in the game.
Yeah, another thing to note though is that he was not only a level higher, another thing was that the man actually had a wave at his tower, so he had to kind of take that, otherwise he'd lose a lot of CS. And Caruso didn't have the time to stay and wait until the wave was gone, because he had to clear out his blue buff, his blue small creeps. He's already behind on experience, so he really can't afford to stay around for a extended period of time. And Amazing now coming in for the level 3 gank in that bot lane because of that lane swap, but there was a ward up and he is now going to get taunted by Koi. Is he going to be going down? No, Caruso going in isn't going to quite catch him out. He is only level 2 after all. And Amazing might be going for a hunt here.
Yeah, he's definitely just pushing around Caruso. Keep in mind, Volibear only level 2, whereas like Fizz level 4. So a lot of early level advantage here for Peculiar Gaming. I mean, they are going to get their top turret poked down pretty heavily, but JWoww not really having that much of a difficult time. He is up to almost 20 CS versus just the 8 for Shen. So you definitely know that he's definitely capable of getting the CS that he needs, even in that 2v1 situation.
Yeah, the 2v1 lane's obviously coming out to make sure that that experience that we talked about earlier of the golems does not make sure bot lane is instantly lost in the 2v2. Because as we said, the level 6 is just too strong, and right now Koi is going to be going for Chabuno. Chabuno getting a bit low because of the tower hits. Tanked that a bit more than he had to. But they are going to be taking down that turret. That's the first turret in the game as a gank in mid happens. And
yeah, exactly. Volibear actually coming in there, getting a nice fling off, and just saying, "Hey, man, you thought you were pretty cool for stealing away my blue buff. Well, turns out that I kind of want it back."
Yeah, he's gonna pick up that kill. Actually, giving it to Fizz, which is nice because Fizz snowballs pretty well. Koi now gonna be farming at his inner turret, which is not the ideal position for him to be in, but he's Shen, so he can deal with it. He's trying to freeze it out, not let it go to tower so that it pushes back. He wants to keep the lane here so he can farm for free. In the meantime, ESC is also pushing in that top lane. They are going to be able to pick that up in this push right now. So that's going to be 1-to-1 in towers. And what is going to be interesting is if the lanes are going to swap back. It looks like Tabuno is going up to that top lane, but Felix isn't following. So that's kind of strange.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see Phalanx actually with his first gold per 10 item, and especially since he has all of that move speed from being Janna, already up at 345 move speed without even boots. Just going to go around and ward up the map because he recognizes there's no pressure up there in the top lane. You got the duo lane going bottom for ESC, so he's going to be up just 1v1, and as an AD carry, especially with some early CS, that's actually not that bad. Phalanx going to get beset there from Caruso. Actually, the Ignite goes down. There's going to be a fish, but the flash in from Gruelem picks up the kill, just one-shotting. That's Volibear, 100-0ing him more accurately enough. Nice stun comes out from Brokey as Amazing takes a lot of damage. D-Man going to get Shen ulted as he chases in there. Will it be enough to pick up Amazing? The taunt goes down. Gruelem is there 2v2 with Phalanx, but is it going to be enough? The Ignite onto Janice. She's almost certainly going to go down. She's trying to juke away, and oh my goodness, that's going to be Varus in there all the way from top lane, able to pick up the kill.
Oh my, that was close. He did pick up the kill. Now JWoww going to be coming in as well. Koi is in a lot of trouble and will go down. So in there they went 2 for 1, Peculiar Gaming did, and Tabuno going to be picking up 2 kills. He's going to be a very happy archer about that one, because obviously he is the AD carry who wants to skill to late game. He wants to get his items, and this will help him a lot.
It was actually, I think it was 4 for 2 that they wound up going, especially when you consider, the 2 kills going over to Varus there, as well as that one being picked up by JWoww at the end. But Amazing in the jungle.
Oh yeah, true.
Doing really amazing things as far as getting around the map and making the plays happen. Kind of came down to bottom lane, but especially getting that early blue buff. I guess the same thing could be safe for Gruelem in the mid lane. Those early level advantages really helped him out in not only the last fight that we saw, but also in the very early stages of the game. So we do see the lanes kind of back to even. now with the duo lane bottom for both teams.
It's interesting that they actually choose to swap back to bottom the ESC lineup. Or, I mean the PG lineup. You would expect them to go to top because they already killed the tower in bot lane, and the 2v2, they're not necessarily a lot stronger, so it's kind of strange that they go for that. Normally teams will go to the lane they haven't pushed yet. Then again, they do have the golem advantage in that bot lane, so they'll probably stay here just for that.
Yeah, it's probably the reason that you did see the Peculiar Gaming lineup switch down to that bottom lane is because after you take those very early turrets, you really want to get your duo lane bottom because dragon pressure starts to be really, really key. So, you know, around the sort of 10 to 12 minute mark, that's when both teams kind of look towards taking that away. And if you can secure an advantage bottom lane, if your duo lane's there, it's almost just a free dragon right off the bat.
Yeah, that's very true. It's usually that's the consideration that people take. They either want to take another tower or they want to be around for dragon. And it seems like Peculiar Gaming wants to go for that dragon. It is a pretty important objective. I would say towers are worth more, but considering it's the top tower, which is not worth as much strategically as the bottom tower, it kind of makes sense they want to keep that 2v2 lane, but they don't want to lose their bottom tower, because bottom tower in the late game with the Baron dances is very, very important. As Felix gets engaged upon, gets snared, but will not be getting stunned by cannon. He's going to be able to
say a nice shield there. Interesting to see if Phalanx just running full support runes and masteries, not going for anything crazy like AP. We see a lot more on the North American server, but with a nice shield, they're able to block a lot of that damage as Amazing just comes down there, was really just looking to hit that level 6, and now that he does hit level 6, and walk back over towards this dragon, although that's definitely given plenty of time for ESC to get into position.
Caruso is level 5, so his smite does a little bit less damage than Amazing's does, so outsmiting him should be doable. It looks like they might want to fight for this, though. It's kind of it's a bit of a standoff that neither team really wants to go in on, because neither team is really that much stronger. Except for the fact that I just realized Tibuno is 2 levels higher than the enemy AD carry. They should easily be able to fight this.
You know, also, keep in mind, Caruso's level 5, so like you mentioned, easily able to get out smote there. And with the Varus ultimate coming in on Rhyme Simon, he just explodes, caught a little bit out of position. Amazing zoning out Brokey from the fight, and that really doesn't leave any opportunities for ESC to get in there. And after a nice 1-for-0 trade, it looks like we're going to have PG go ahead and take down the dragon.
And they are going to be going for this. There is no real contestation going on, so they'll be able to... Contestation? Is that even a word? No real contesting going on, so they will be able to take that. They're now moving towards the mid lane. They might try to push this. Then again, the AD carry isn't there.
Top lane, we got the Death Mark and Ignite going out onto Koi as JWoww tries to fight him out. The only difference being that he has a Chain Vest and Giant's Belt. How he got that, I have no idea, but yeah, definitely those 2 kills helping him out in that respect. Kind of interesting to see that he didn't exert a little bit more pressure down there around that dragon, so we definitely could have seen him ult in for that. So it's kind of confused as to why we didn't see the highest level on the team at level 9 not actually come in there to help out.
I think he was probably getting engaged upon by JWoww so that he couldn't get away. Now he's getting taunted, he's taunting in, but he's gonna be going down. JWoww will probably survive that. Anyway, as I was saying, JWoww was probably pressuring him. And if you stand still to ultimate towards your team, Zed will probably ult in and kill you. His ultimate's actually down, so he was probably pressuring Koi into staying, because he'd just simply die if he went away. That's why Goat starts walking again.
Yeah, interesting to see. I thought JWoww was playing a little bit too passively, but as you can see, he got away with just less than 100 HP, so he definitely played that as carefully as he needed to, considering the Ignite on Shen instead of something like a teleport, like you'd see from a more completely globally oriented Shen. After Peculiar Gaming got that bottom, or the dragon there near the bottom lane, Turret actually taking a lot of damage as D-Man comes down here. Oh my goodness, this is going to be nasty. Tibuno sort of count his HP bar right now. He has about 1400 HP as he just now hits level 9. And when you combine that with a Janus shield, it's going to take 1700 aggregate damage to go ahead and pick up the kill. The snare goes down immediately.
Oh, the Janus ultimate! That was beast! Demon now going to be going down. They're going to be going for Brookie, possibly. The flash comes in. He's going to be going for Remy and Simon. Remy and Simon. That's an interesting name. And he does go down. That was a great Janna ultimate. That was ridiculously good.
That is probably the slickest Janna ultimate I've seen. He actually wound up killing the AP carry because he was a little bit too caught out there in the underneath the turret and couldn't, use Playful Trickster to get away. But man, this is just so impressive. I gotta say, the moves coming out from that bottom lane just as a whole, including Tabuno. Keep in mind that guy is 4-0-1. So definitely knows how to pick up the kills, and as an AD carry, definitely something that you need to have. He's going up against 10 CS lower 0-0-1 AD Kennen with just double Dorans, as he does have that Bloodthirster Vamp Scepter, so substantially far ahead there. And I guess Peculiar Gaming kind of in the same category. They're up now about 3,000 gold.
Yeah, what actually happened with the Janna ultimate as well was that when she pressed it, she bashed away Cannon. But because Fizz was already in his Playful Trickster, he didn't get bashed away by the Janna ultimate. So he still went in, and that's why he took tower aggro and died. Because he actually kept jumping in, and Cannon was already gone. So that was a bit of unfortunate timing on the Playful Trickster as well.
A series of unfortunate events, you might say. Meanwhile, we're going to see a stare down on Velox in the bottom lane. Nice Janna shield. It keeps Tabuno from taking too much damage, but you'll notice Velox actually able to clear out the Janna plant. So as soon as he's not doing anything, as soon as his moves are on cooldown, he's auto-attacking the plants to get them out of there as fast as possible, really mitigating a lot of Ryman Simon's damage. Now, Caruso is there in the bottom lane. He's actually just going to walk out of the bush and go immediately in after Brokey hits his own ultimate. Tabuno not looking long for this world. Might be able to flash away, but no, it's shut down for 500 gold killing spree.
That is going to be very nice for our dearest Volibear, because he was behind quite a bit because of that first blue. He's still a level behind, and ooh, we have a disconnect. There comes the pause.
Alright, so yeah, unfortunately, gonna have to get D-Man back in here. He is actually reconnected, so hopefully won't actually have any downtime for him. Was back in base. He's busy picking up what looks to be a Seeker's Arm Guard coming out next from Fizz. If you know anything about Fizz, he's basically all about being as elusive as possible, and when you're invincible and builds like maybe some cooldown reduction later on, it's really nice to be able to see some nice Zhonya's plays. But from around the corner, Amazing just blows Ryman Simon apart. Now it's going to be the support and jungler versus Brokey, and I think he's actually going to, there's the Shed ultimate, trying to take him out, but they can't get him down in time. There's the Shadow Dash actually going to taunt away Amazing, and with Koi as strong as he is, already having that Sunfire Cave, it's going to be up to JWoww. Actually will get the death mark off. Went long from downtown and able to pick up the kill. The difference is that Caruso is going to come in here. There's the fish actually down onto JWoww, but is it going to be enough? Velox throws down his ultimate. It's going to heal him up for a little bit, but is not enough. As Amazing actually turns around, takes down Koi. JWoww going to dish out as much damage as he can before he eventually falls. And with that, with Tabuno returning to that bottom lane, man just pushed back out.
Yeah, that was a very interesting channel. I think that Peculiar Gaming was like, oh, we're gonna kill Shen too, okay. But unfortunately for them, Brookie was a bit too fast to kill. But then JWoww came in from the back and killed him anyway. So that was... I think that if Brookie had stayed, he'd have just died and they'd have killed Shen as well. And if the reinforcements hadn't come in time, then that would have been pretty bad for them. As we see a fight in the mid.
I gotta say, Gurlum really kind of impressing me. That's the second flash that he's forced out by hitting those Qs. Actually forced out Shen's flash earlier on in the top lane, so he didn't have it in the bottom lane and wound up getting taken down. So you can see the kills kind of starting to cascade. Really interesting to see ESC with such a, I guess, a strong theoretical early game, actually getting a little bit outplayed both mid lane and bottom, as you did see that early blue steal and the consistent dragon pressure coming out from the guys on Peculiar.
Yeah, they did kill it. They did have the timer on it, so they knew exactly when it came up. ESC was kind of aware of it, but their support was still back in base, so they really couldn't contest that at all. And that's going to be another dragon. They are currently 6k ahead, as they are going to be going on Caruso.
Man, it's actually going to be enough. Well, I thought it was going to be enough shields, but no, he and Koi will both go down. Speaking of Koi, there's going to be a fish thrown in there by Demand. He's going to try to go in there, but immediately gets knocked up by that Janna Tornado, chunked down to about 200 HP. Now with the bottom lane coming in from ESC, they're going to try to push them off of this turret, but with a little bit of sub-sufficient wave clear, this is going to be a difficult thing to hold. Doesn't look like they will actually have to, though, as PG just going to try to back off there and take away a few other objectives.
Yeah, they did come out on top of that fight again, and right now they're actually 7k ahead. They are definitely being dominant in this game, but don't count out ESC, because ESC still has that AoE ult composition, with which he can actually come back really well. It's gonna be difficult for them though, especially considering they have the Peculiar Gaming side has champions like Zed and Diana who just snowball so hard.
Yeah, exactly, and we're starting to see the snowball start to fill up there. It's 4-1 on both the top lane and bottom lane. You see Zed kind of taking a little bit of a detour away from his Infinity Edge to pick up the components for possibly going to be going for the Blade of the Ruined King. I wouldn't exactly expect to see that, since he was so far ahead. Usually you'll see an Infinity Edge rush at that point, but what do you actually think about the items we're starting to see?
I think... wait, let me look at this. We have a Locket for Volibear, so he's going for a bit of a supportive build. On the other side we see an Hunting Guys for Amazing as well as those Sork Shoes, so he's got a decent amount of penetration. He will be able to do a lot of damage, especially with the high base damages that Elise already has. In the mid lane we have a Seeker's Arm God and the components of a Lich Bane on the man. So he will have his Lich Bane quite soon. That's going to give him a huge burst in damage. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. That's a bit of a thingy there. And Gruulem on the other side has the compartments of it, or the components of a Zhonya's already done. He only has to finish it for 500 gold. So he should be able to do that quite soon. And oh, the smite away! Amazing is amazing. That was, I gotta say, that was pretty nice.
Peculiar Gaming looking so good, stealing away the blue buff at level 1 and the red buff here at, well, I guess level 11. But something also to point out is the gold difference. You might not see it in the items just yet, because there are 2 members of the team with about 2k gold left in their inventory. But as soon as you see that Blade of the Ruined King immediately picked up there right off the back for Tabuno, he's going to go back and grab that. But still about 1,400 gold there onto Zed, or onto Elise, who still hasn't gotten back and picked up anything crazy like that. But top lane is where we're going to see the action. Deadmark goes down onto Koi. He's going to be able to dash, flash away back underneath that turret. Takes about 75% of his life in damage, and will wind up giving away this top turret. Although, as soon as I say that, Fizz and Volibear show up, they're just like, I don't think you're going to make that kind of a power play, because with I guess with Peculiar Gaming off the map, kind of knew that was about to happen. But actually, they're going to go in on to Caruso. He's going to throw down the Lock of the Iron Solar, but it's just not going to be enough. Shen Ultimate comes in there at the end, keeps him alive.
Yeah, they actually saw them move past the ward that is not actually visible on the minimap, but they are going to be going in for JWoww. JWoww flashes away. Gruulem was recalling, but was not quite able to go, and he's going to have to flash over the wall, but there's a Zara, and he's going to go down.
I'm not sure he's going to get away with the last sliver of his HP. He gets the slowdown, dashes back in, because I'm pretty sure he just knew he was dead. But that will be the 1-for-1 trade. Both assassins going down, and it's actually going to be Amazing picking up that kill. Koi's there right in the middle of everything. His Amazing will go down. Ryman Simon kind of staying off towards the edge as he is very low. JWoww tries to turn around and pick up the kill, but just unable to at the end. Actually, a really favorable trade going 1-for-3 in favor of ESC.
The thing is though that in the meantime, Peculiar Gaming picks up 2 bot towers, one of which was the Inherit Tower, and that is huge for them. Because bot lane is a long lane, unlike mid lane, so you can make it slow push, you can make sure that the wave builds up, and if the wave is big enough, the other team, in this case ESC, will have to defend it. And if they have to defend it, you can simply walk up to Baron and take it, because they're not going to be able to contest, because they're 1 or 2 men down. So this is pretty huge for Peculiar Gaming.
Oh,
And now
bottom
he's
lane,
going for
Brokey
Rookie.
actually going to get caught out a little bit. There is a red buff on to Varus, and a lot of the slows coming out from Janna just going to make this way too easy. The flash goes out, but so does the Varus ultimate. Barrier's down as well, but it's just not going to be enough. Ryman Simon does not have enough damage either. Fizz going to come in here, throws out the fish, will hit Phalanx, flash away, may not be enough. There's the Lichbane proc, but will it be enough to take down Tibuno? It's burst damage versus damage per second. It looks like a Peculiar Gaming lineup will win out. Amazing actually does get the repel, will go ahead to take down Ryman Simon. It's going to be the Playful Trickster away from Fizz, and he goes in, goes right back out, and that will make it 16-8. Peculiar Gaming doubling up ESC in kills.
Yeah, they're in a huge advantage right now, and another thing about that inhibitor turret being down is that if they take advantages like this, if the Death Timers were longer, they could have taken inhibitor right now. But now they're gonna go for
doing
Koi.
a nice job baiting Koi out from that turret, and then just turns back around with a nice cocoon snipe comes out from Amazing. That's going to be the bottom turret, or the top turret rather, going down. Secondary middle turret going down as well, and that will be the 7th turret of the game being taken by Peculiar.
They have huge
Oh my
back
goodness.
right now. Oh my god.
Kennen will go in there, just no hesitation, goes in, gets taken down, but that's actually going to be the kill picked up on Amazing. The only problem is that the lineup from ESC is dropping right and left. Koi goes down as well as Caruso, and that will be a, what is that, 3-for-1 exchange. Man, every time Peculiar Gaming lose somebody, they always wind up taking more with them, and now, especially off the back of that, they're going to take down turrets top lane, mid lane, and go back and get a dragon. Everything going their way.
Yeah, they're 11k ahead right now. That is a huge advantage. And more importantly, they're 4 turrets ahead. 4 turrets, that is just huge, because not only do they have the benefits that I talked about earlier, this also makes sure that if they ward properly and clear wards of ESC, they can take full map control. And that is pretty huge in League of Legends, because, you know, map control gives map pressure, and map pressure wins games. Because people sometimes seem to think that League of Legends is about kills or about killing Baron or something, but it's all about pressure. If you have the most pressure, you usually win the game. Unless you get like a very unlucky team fight.
I mean, especially when you consider that Baron buff, it's going to be the next sort of big objective. Although, to be honest, Peculiar Gaming are doing such a good job at just pushing down their lanes that they really don't necessarily have to come in there. If you want to take a look at the gold advantages, it's really going to be something pretty dominant. You look at Varus, he's up at 1100 versus the 7700 there for Kennen.
11,000, yeah.
11,000, yeah.
Yeah, he's up like almost 4,000 gold. That is about an Infinity Edge. He's ahead by about an Infinity Edge, which you can actually tell. He's got pretty much, that's pretty much what it is. He's up an Infinity Edge.
Actually, we're going to see Ryman Simon walk into a Gruulum. This is why you don't go into the tall grass, because it's dangerous. You need I guess you need your Pokemon there to protect you, but you find a wild Diana appears, and it's definitely not what you want to have happen. Now, Brokey's going to be trying to CS there in the middle lane, doesn't actually afraid of anything right now, much less Gruulum. Wait, what?
I don't even know. Brokey is a rookie.
I guess so, and JWoww actually able to take down Demand there in the top lane, just straight up 1v1. Turns out AD Assassins are kind of a little bit better at that. He's just gonna go up there to start the DPS the top turret, with the rest of Peculiar Gaming pushing down the middle lane. It's looking good for them after the Baron.
Oh, the Zhonya's big plays right there. He expected the ton that he Zhonya'd before the sun even came out. That was beast mode. So they're gonna be going for this mid turret. The top turret is already down. They should be able to pick this up quite easily, and now all the inhibitors are open. They're probably either gonna finish, there's gonna be a surrender, or they're gonna just take inhibitors and watch the minions kill them.
Yeah, that will be one inhibitor down in the top lane. Second one goes down in the middle, and with Nexus turrets starting to get DPS, it looks like PG are just going to go ahead and dive things out. But Amazing actually will repel, picks up the kill on Ryman Simon there at the very end for a little bit of a bonus, as looks like the entire lineup just going to go down onto the naked inhibitor bottom. With all 3 inhibitors down, this is going to be extremely hard for ESC to defend.
PG could probably go back to base and watch the minions finish the game. I don't think that ESC is actually able to defend against 6 super minions per wave, because every lane spawns 2 super minions per wave now. the next wave will start with this. That's this one. As you can see. Oh no, pause. Okay, I just got owned. Anyway, you can see the first one over here. The second one's gonna come out as well. 6 super minions. That's really hard to defend at this point of the game. I mean, it's 27 minutes into the game. It's gonna be very difficult to take down. I don't know why they actually passed this.
Yeah, this is a little bit interesting. Maybe actually having a little bit of a disconnect. Don't quite know what's going on, but we'll see what's up with Koi. I'm not sure if pausing this necessarily is going to be the best option. But I gotta say, with a 24-9 score, Peculiar Gaming definitely dominating through basically all phases of the game. We're gonna get the unpause here in a second. Apparently they just wanted to make sure that everybody was reconnected for what could be the ending phases of the game. Like you mentioned, all lane's going to push in here with super minions, and it's going to be a tough job for ESC to defend.
Yeah, let's put it this way. If ESC defends this, I will be massively impressed. Like, they will have dethroned Evil Geniuses for the best comeback in the world ever, as Koi gets destroyed.
Alright, yeah, Tabuno goes unstoppable, taking him down. Diana's gonna actually dive in on Rhyme Simon, but does not, unfortunately, pick up kill. But with Brokey, wow, you can see as soon as he goes out of that turret, they're just gonna take him down on the fountain. The Repel back out alive. The next is getting DPS in the game will go to Peculiar Gaming.
So Peculiar Gaming gonna be going on towards the next round. I think they not only just like simply outplayed ESC, I think the biggest thing was actually the level 1, where they got both the blue buffs. That experience gap made mid lane very easy for Grulum, made it so that Karuza couldn't really pressure the lanes, and they just won based on that.
Alright, so that is going to do it for our first game of the day. Peculiar Gaming taking that away 1-0 versus ESC. I'm going to say very impressive play. I've seen these guys around a lot. I think they are very regular participants in the ESL Pro Series, where I think they placed 4th pretty consistently. So that's where they got a lot of their initial fame. Now here in the Black Monster Cup, I'm going to say looking to see some really good things.
Yeah, they've been doing very, very well, and I'm gonna just quickly pull up a graph for people. Here you can see the damage dealt to champions, and Diana actually did the most damage to champions, which is interesting because he only has 3 kills. So I suppose that Tabuno is good at taking all this CS with last hitting both champion score and creep score. In any case, that's going to be Peculiar Game moving on to the next round, and we will be back with you guys shortly after.